I have nothing to add because I agree with everything you're saying, except the word agentic just bothers me for some reason. I just don't like the word. I don't know. I hear it and I'm like,
what do you prefer?
I don't
JT,
know. Just not that.
It's up to you. It's up to you to come up with something more sexy.
I will. I'll think of something. In fact, audience, somebody send the guys an alternative to the term agentic.
Joel will do a LinkedIn poll.
Hide your kids. Lock the doors. You're listening to HR's most dangerous podcast. Chad Sowash and Joel Cheeseman are here to punch the recruiting industry right where it hurts. Complete with breaking news, brash opinion, and loads of snark. Buckle up, boys and girls. It's time for the Chad and Cheese Podcast.
Oh, yeah. Frequently wrong, but never in doubt. Hi, boys and girls. It's the Chad and Cheese Podcast. I'm your co-host, Joel, too legit to quit, Cheeseman.
This is Chad. Wow, it's been 8 fucking years. So wash.
And I'm JT. I'm not really Irish O'Donnell.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. And on this episode, Deel goes shopping again. Icims goes chatbotting, and job seekers are going catfishing. Let's do this.
At Shaker Recruitment Marketing, our comprehensive services include branding, talent attraction, MarTech, and analytics, empowering you to achieve your recruitment marketing goals. We believe in doing things the right way, delivering the right message through the right activation, achieving the right conversion. For us, business is deeply personal. Our legacy is built on relationships. Together with our people, clients, and partners, we've been shaping the world of talent for over 70 years.
Eight years, dude. And okay. We gotta
feels like 80.
We gotta do this. Play the intro to our very first show. This is number 1, kids. Go.
All right. Taking you back to 2017, everybody. Welcome, Earthlings. This is HR's most dangerous podcast. I'm Joel Cheeseman.
I'm Chad Sowash.
And on this week's podcast, we talk about LinkedIn, 84 Lumber, Snapchat, and Facebook. But before we get into it, let's hear a word from one of our sponsors.
And those sponsors, again, kids, that was 8 years ago. We are today on episode 1,428. Yes. Oh, yeah, approaching 1,500. But those sponsors were America's Job Bank, acquired.
Wow. Yeah.
Web Clip Drop, which I believe became Zap Info. Yeah. Acquired. And then Beyond.com, which still out there today, next with 2 X's, not the triple X.
And this is when they were Beyond. Which I don't know if Bed Bath & Beyond are even doing anything with that domain anymore.
Are not. Right? I think they're dying.
What do you remember from that day, Chad? Do you remember anything?
I remember not knowing a fucking thing. I mean, when you go into things,
how's that changed?
That's a very good question.
Oh shit!
With the amount of research I think that we do, and I'm sure you do too, for a weekly show, is hours and hours of research. I read these things, and then I just after reading them came to the show just ready to talk about them. Right now, it's more in-depth research for these things. So instead of taking 15 minutes to read 3 or 4 articles, I'm taking hours to read the articles, research the articles, dig deeper into those. It's just, it's different.
For all you new followers though, what made you two decide to do this?
Wife pressure / get off the couch and do something / what the hell /
so he just started he just had a startup, and that he was starting that up. I had just gotten out of Ronstad, where I'd had my head down for 2 years, hadn't really been on stage at all. I was like, we need to get our fucking voices back out there. This is a great branding exercise, but we treated it as a business on day one, hence having three sponsors. And then about 6 months in, because nobody was doing what we were doing in the podcast arena, we exploded. And then we created, obviously, it's 8 years ago.
Exploded is generous, but yeah, it took off in a way that I don't think that we.
Dude, it's your full-time fucking job.
It
has
took a while
exploded.
to get there.
We have been all over the world on stages all over the world.
Sorry,
it has exploded.
My Midwest humility is kicking in on this one.
I love it.
I remember being so scared.
Yeah.
And then thinking, no one's going to listen to this. And which is what I thought. I thought maybe 50 of our closest industry friends would listen. And
which is why it took me a year to get him to
it's amazing
that
we're where we are now. But yeah, let's.
All
I'm in for
kidding
another
aside,
8. How about you?
Congratulations.
Why not? Why not? I'll be on the beach in fucking Portugal. That's right, baby.
Yeah, it may be 1 week a month or 1 episode a month by then, but who knows? We'll still be talking in the microphone.
No, I think I speak for everybody out there, boys, that it's really great what you've done. And, we're very proud of you. And it's great to see at 8, you're acting your age. It's awesome.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
You sound like a paid consultant, JP. You sound like a paid contractor.
You're welcome.
Shoutout. It is. Here at the Chad and Cheese Podcast, one thing that we love is obviously you watching, but also like and subscribe.
Chad, you weren't here last week. Where were you? What's going on?
I know. Well, first off, I had to jump over to DC, which I want to talk about. And then, we talked about on the Europe show that's coming. But then I had a chance to go to, the Netherlands for a week and a half. Yep. Football. But I was lucky enough, Keith Sonderling invited us to come to DC for his congressional hearing. Right. I was lucky enough to go. So it was pretty awesome. We did a day trip. Congrats to Keith. It was really hard to watch what he was signing up for in that congressional hearing. I mean, it was, and let me qualify real quick, kids. I've actually testified in Congress. I used to travel back and forth to DC for years. I started when we were starting to build out the National Labor Exchange, and I was working directly with the National Association of State Workforce Agencies who were in DC and also the federal government. So I was in DC every other week for years. So I understand how the sausage is made, but after this visit, I was literally sick to my stomach. It was like watching kids fucking food fighting, grown ass adults acting like fucking kids. I mean, we're talking 70, 80-year-old fucking dudes.
Yeah. Very adult.
Congrats to Keith. Sorry.
Yeah,
congrats to Keith, but for what he signed up for, dude, you couldn't get me to do that for any amount of money.
It sounds like you think DC hasn't changed much, Chad, but I'm here to tell you.
Changed so much.
Things have changed, Chad. I don't know if you saw it this week on the White House lawn. There was a showcase of Teslas. Let's look at the daily shows.
A used car show?
Take on what happened this week at the White House. Here we go.
Tesla. Going on now at the White House Tesla Auto Mall. It's the biggest sale of the year.
Very safe, it's very strong, heavy. It's all steel, stainless steel.
Come on down to Pennsylvania Avenue, just off Route 29, to get our best deal ever on a brand new Tesla.
I want to make a good deal here. They have one, which is $35,000.
Here's the prices.
Get a Model 1 with a different panel and everything's computer.
This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer.
Everything's computer.
Going to those other Tesla dealerships with riots and flaming cyber trucks. You gotta come down to White House Tesla Auto Mall.
I love Tesla.
You gotta come down to White House Tesla Auto Mall.
This is really amazing.
Tesla.
Oh my God.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
So it was funny in the green room. We played it, and JT
I knew you were going to say it.
That's not real.
Is that AI?
No.
Is that AI? It's like, where'd you get that?
Yeah. No, that actually happened, kids. Tesla's in front of the White House for sale. Donald Trump talking about the pricing. He even had the payment methods. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
What's up with Elon's kid? He's got like 80 kids. Why is this the one that he
It's probably the one that's most mobile. He's probably the most quiet. And I mean, he makes a perfect little baby human shield.
He does. He's very cute.
Yeah.
He's a very cute kid.
Yeah. And kind of distracts from Elon's quirks and glitches.
His nose occasionally. That's always fun. JT, how about you? Do you have an uplifting, funny shout out to drop on
Absolutely
the
not.
listeners?
No, I am the downer. I am the downer. Okay.
Oh,
so you remember the Great Quit? In the Great Quit, my TikTok feed blows up with everyone recording quitting on their, social, right? So let me show you getting quit, right? This week I got on the side of TikTok with everybody recording getting laid off and subsequently, bawling their eyes out.
The sad side.
The thing that scares me the most is how quickly you get desensitized when you just see person after person doing it. But there's a guy right now who's going viral because all he does is get in his car and scream about it. And it's like the same video every day. He's just like in his car screaming about it. Why is this article? Why? Just in like full on scream. And it's unbelievable that this is my feed. So there's probably something going on out there right now. But the tears, man, the waterworks, it's intense.
Wow. You've been doing this for a long time. Is this unprecedented?
Yeah, but I don't think we have social media to document the way we do. It's unbelievable to me how much people want to document everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And, really quick sidebar, people come to me all the time and say, hey, should I do that diatribe on LinkedIn where, hey, I got laid off today and here's my whole story and, hey, I'm looking for help. And I'm like, actually, no. And let me tell you why. Because when it goes viral and 50,000 people see it, all your friends go, well, I'm sure they're all set because it got 50,000 views. So someone else is going to help them. So nobody helps you. So you go back and watch those people 90 days later, they're still not employed. So I don't see the power. And I think cathartically people want to do it, but it's pretty bad right now.
Whew.
Is it a positive that they can go online and do this and get feedback from people? Get the support or no?
Does it feel good to let it out? I think, of course, you would, the first thing I tell my clients is feel your feelings, sit in it for 24 hours, 48 hours. And then guess what? We got to move forward. We've got to work it daily. We've got to move forward. And so if they're doing that, great. I just don't know why we necessarily need to do it on video.
Well, JT, that's good advice, but I have some advice of my own. If you will humor me.
Oh, I love chicken cock. I do.
All right. Everyone knows chicken cock, our recent one of favorite bourbons. Go try it if you haven't. We talked about chicken cock, I think, last week on the show when you weren't there, Chad. And I checked LinkedIn on Sunday, and I had a note from the VP of marketing at Chicken Cock saying, I heard the episode. We'd love to send y'all something. Like, even the y'all was in there. And I said, there is a God. I can't, like, this only happens to big time podcasts. And I gave him my address. I'm like, here's my size, Chad's size, whatever. I get the FedEx alert and it's like 2 boxes are coming to your house. And I'm thinking 1 box full of cock is good, but 2 boxes full of cock could be even better. So this stuff shows up last night. Chad, I got 6 bottles. Here we go.
Stephen McGrath.
We got the double. We got. Oh, go ahead. Double oak. I'll bring these out and you talk.
While you're showing, I told Stephen McGrath, I'm like, Joel got 6 bottles of chicken cock, and Stephen said I can only handle 2 cocks at once. I'm like, you're not Joel Cheeseman.
Wait, that one looks strange. Wait, that one's got some missing. Joel.
Yeah, I did open this one last
okay,
night.
See, keep an eyeball on Joel.
That's all
no
me.
sharesies, huh, Joel?
No.
Here's an average night for me. There we go. That's the standard. Here we got the rye. Chad's a fan of the rye. He likes the rye stuff. And then back here, I think we have the private cask. This is for my romantic nights that I got to hear on the here on the shelf. Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna think about this. We're going to make the triple cock because it's going to be the chicken cock cocktail for Chad and cheese, right? I think we've got to make a cocktail with one of these. I know you can drink them straight, but there's got to be something there.
I think we're going to work directly with chicken cock to make that happen.
Yes. Here we got the hat.
While Joel is showing all that free stuff, I just like you to know
the cock out for a long time, everybody. I hope
if they're listening,
okay with that.
And the thing is, nobody's going to notice. Anyway, you can go to chadcheese.com/free
I love
And you can get free stuff too, but you can get Chad and Cheese free t-shirts from Aaron App, our friends over at Aaron App, bourbon barrel aged syrup from Kiora, the kids up north.
Good stuff.
Craft beer. Oh, craft beer. I love craft beer. That's from the Data Geeks over at Aspen Tech Labs. And then whiskey from our friends at Van Hack. Great interview with Ilya and Professor Zeke, which actually came out this week, talking about immigration. And last but not least, we have If It Is Your Birthday, you got to sign up because you want to win rum with plum. To do that, go to chadcheese.com/free.
I know I can. I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
We didn't mention it. Our shout-outs are sponsored by Kiora.
There you go.
Recruiting made easy. Celebrating another trip around the sun this week. We got Iron Mike Schaefer, our buddy at Factory Fix. I know he's enjoying some bourbon. I sent him over a Browns Bears bet. I think we were both losers. We were both losers last season, but he got a bottle. Ashley Collins, Barb Francillo, Hayden Hughes, Jeffrey Wagner, Isaac Picard, Greg Fiorentino, James Beaver Cleaver, Remington Hampton, Deb Andrechuk, Craig Bloomin' Onion Watson, Bill Fanning, and Jasper. Why did I buy an Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey Spanjar? That's happy birthdays.
Happy birthday, everybody.
For this week, everybody.
Just had beers with Jasper in Eindhoven last week, and he's doing good. He's not crying about Aaron being gone. Got Justin Fields there, who's going to be thrown to Garrett Wilson. So we got the Ohio State tandem, baby. And since I'm talking about being on the road, we're on the road again with Shaker Recruitment Marketing. Next week we'll be at Transform at the Win, 17th through the 19th. Monday night we're going to be in the JobPixel Honeymoon Suite for a relax and kind of chill party. Hope to see you there. Then on Tuesday, right at Beer 30, we're going to be on stage with Udemy's Rebecca Stern, UPS's Matt Lavery, and ThreadUp's Natalie Brees talking about agentic tech. Then the week after that, we're going to be on the road again. We drive up to Chicago. Love that. For the RL100 on March 25th at Pendry. We're going to be leading a talk with the superfan Jane Curran, head of HR Ops at JLL, and our buddy Matt Lavery again. Can't get rid of him, man. Can't. Global director over at UPS. No recordings. Nope. You got to be in the room where it happens. The room where it happens is in Chicago, RL100. If you're not there and you're a TA leader in your Chicago, Google RL100. Go ahead and register. Get your ass in that room.
Yep. By the way, Portillo's gift cards for everyone that's wearing a Chad and Cheese T-shirt at the Chicago event, everybody.
Topics!
Oh, so many headlines this week. Let's do kind of a rapid fire, quick summary, and we'll discuss. Number one, Deel. That's with two E's. Acquired Safeguard Global's payroll division, combining Deel's tech and infrastructure with Safeguard's global payroll expertise. This acquisition will enhance Deel's ability to execute large global payroll projects. Chad, your thoughts on Deel?
So, continuing to boost down funnel portfolio, global footprint, and most of all, Workday integrations is fucking brilliant. If you can become Workday's exclusive EOR partner, Workday's 2024 annual revenue was over $7.5 billion. And if Deel can push out competitors like Rippling, game fucking over, kids. Love it.
Oops, winning.
So Deel has made 11 acquisitions since its founding. That's a few deals, everybody. Whoever's their deal maker is pretty busy. 3 of those were pay related, or 4 of those actually with the new one. You had Pay Group, which was targeting Asia. You had Pay Space, which was Africa and the Middle East. And you had Atlantic Money, focused on Europe, surprisingly. And now you have Safeguard Global. I'm not a payroll expert, but why do you need that many I don't know if it's that challenging, payment systems
Footprint.
across the world. Yeah. I don't want to think that the other three have failed as payroll solutions and they had to buy another one. I'm going to go with it's just a really hard problem to solve, and they've sort of wrapped their head around it and made acquisitions to do so. That was my only take. Like, they've done a lot of payroll acquisitions, and that made me question that. The other thing you mentioned, Workday. Is there an acquisition in the works? I don't know. The Workday was part of the press release. They'd never done that, I don't think. Talked about a partnership.
That's a lot of money, though.
Workday's market cap is $68 billion.
Yeah.
Deal's is $12 billion. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. This is kind of like LinkedIn. This is a LinkedIn level $25-30 billion acquisition. Oof. I don't know. That's kind of my takeaways from this acquisition. JT, you got any thoughts?
I appreciate listening to the journey of Deel through you. That's been one of the things I've paid attention to. And, just talking about, that's a lot of acquisitions, like you said. And I'm always curious, like, how is that? Are you just tucking them in there? Is it acqui-hire? Is it you're grabbing client, market share? Yes. What are you doing? Right? Yeah, obviously. But what Chad said earlier makes sense. They have been quite strategic. Sometimes you see things and you're like, it makes no sense. What was that? But I think the way they've been choosing it has been very calculated. It's been fun to watch. They're impressive.
Yeah, they don't buy the TJ Maxx clearance rack companies typically, which is usually a good move.
60% of the time, it works every time.
All right, Remote, Deel competitor, is also making moves. They've launched Recruit. The global employment platform has a breakthrough in hiring, according to them, that simplifies and accelerates every step of sourcing and securing top talent. Instead of me talking more about it, let's watch their promo video on what the hell this thing actually is.
Hiring shouldn't be so hard. Sifting through endless profiles, wrestling with outdated tools, losing top candidates before you even get a chance to reach them. That's where Recruit changes the game. With 800 million plus global profiles, AI matching, and instant candidate summaries, Recruit cuts sourcing time in half. Just describe your perfect candidate and let AI deliver pre-qualified matches in seconds. Recruit leverages the largest global hiring data set, giving you real-time insights on where to hire, what to pay, who to target. Seamlessly move candidates through the pipeline with our built-in ATS and one-click onboarding.
Jesus.
Recruit is how you build a world-class team faster. Start your free 7-day trial now.
Free 7-day trial.
Are you ready to start your 7-day trial now? What are your thoughts on this move?
So, I mean, Remote is a competitor to Deel. And as we've said, we see the EOR systems, the employee of record systems, creating solid foundations, like I just talked about with Deel, and then turning up funnel toward recruitment. Why? Well, with a projected growth of 5% in 2025, the staffing industry is expected to reach an impressive $650 billion market, according to QX Global Group. The lion's share being temp staffing at $550 billion global. So Remote is trying to beat Deel up funnel. The problem I see is they're building it themselves. The way that Deel is actually growing, Deel is acquiring, right? Already established companies, already established tech, they plug and play. They've got the experts already on staff, right? Not to mention, they talk about outdated software in that video. That's exactly what this is going to become because they're building the shit themselves. They're not going to be able to focus on it themselves. So I love that they're moving up funnel trying to beat Deel. The thing I don't like is I don't like how they're doing it.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, traditionally you would have a marketplace, and then the marketplace would have companies like Hire Easy and Seek Out, and they would like that's what they do, and you'll have an integration. But yeah, Remote has said, "Hey, we can do that," and they probably can. The problem with like what Chad said is like nobody. You got to manage this shit. You build it, you bought it, right? So you got to keep it up to date. You got to make it as cool as what you bought, what you made 6 months ago. It's a real pain in the ass. My fascination is how all of these companies are all just becoming the same company. It's going to be like everyone's going to do from like first contact to like, thanks for playing, and who's going to have the best mousetrap for that? Who's going to have the best brand, the most trusted brand, the best pricing? Like Paradox is going to ATS. ATS is coming down to everybody else, and everyone's just trying to be everything to everybody. I fear that's a bad recipe, and a lot of companies are going to get fucked over it. And remote might be one of them. JT?
Well, JT has some insights because she was an advisor for remote. So give us.
Can we say
insights.
that? She got a lot of money.
Did
they say keep your mouth shut? Did they say?
No, I mean, if you think about it, when it was really originally built, and then the first person that was building it came to me and asked me to be an advisor. He ended up not staying with the company, and it got changed hands. And when it did, my advisory deal was such that they just sent me a check, right? So what happened when I was like, oh, great, I got a check. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, people just randos were messaging me on LinkedIn, like, do you still have your stock? Do you still have your stock? And I was like, what is going on? And then very quickly, I started to see remote had pivoted and was doing all of this stuff. So I love to see that it's there. Here's what I do remember, Chad. I don't know if you and I were at Ronstadt at the same time, but I was there when Eric Vonk was running, here. And I remember being in a room, a bunch of us, and he said, hey, look, it's like 1997. And he goes, by 2030, half the world is going to be freelancers, independent, temporary, whatever you want to call it. Like everything is going to have to move in that direction. And I remember everybody kind of laughing around the room. And I'm like, I don't think he's wrong. And then you think what's happened now over all those years. So it doesn't surprise us that everyone, you just said it, Joel, everyone's moving in that direction because it is where we're ending up. Now, it'll be fascinating to see which business model survives. I mean, I love watching this stuff. You don't know. You don't know who's going to make a move that just hits timing right and boom,
It's go to market too, right? I mean, there are two entirely different go to markets right now. You're obviously seeing remote go up funnel and Deel is trying to fortify down funnel. And then how they're actually fortifying down funnel is they are acquiring. And then how remote is going up funnel is that they're building. So, I mean, the go to markets are entirely different.
Very.
The best thing about watching all this is it's not any of my
Give me
money.
That money.
All right, let's talk about Icims. Holy shit.
Jesus.
Icims winter release is in the books. So they have a seasonal release I don't know about. Spring is coming. Anyway, we're talking Gen AI powered candidate chatbots, expanded integrations with Indeed and LinkedIn. What was Monster not taking their calls? And enhanced nurture channels with SMS. But wait, there's more, Chad. Icims is laying off some people, according to some rumors. The details are sparse. I don't know if you know anything, but some things are happening at Icims. Your thoughts?
Yeah, there's a lot of layoffs going on right now that people aren't reporting, or at least they're not coming out and doing press releases. But I think we both believe that they're just trying to lean out for acquisition because there's no way in hell they're going to IPO. So they're going through a leaning process. On the Gen AI side of the house, Def Leppard said it best. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late for love. Seriously, at this point, competitors are running circles around legacy platforms like Icims. Even Smart Recruiters and Gem were smart enough to say, hey, we're pivoting to a full meal deal AI and agentic solution, right? And then Icims follows that with, guess what? We've integrated, that's right, that's air quotes, kids, integrated Gen AI. I mean, that's fucking 18 months ago, kids, into our crumbling platform. Now, we both love Icims. We've known them. We knew Colin back in the day when they started this shit up. But come on, people. You have to know when to pivot. You have to know when to rebuild. And you have to know when to change the fucking narrative. Paradox, Fountain, Smart Recruiters, Gem, and many others are coming for you. And you've turned into, I hate to say it, Taleo. Congratulations.
Nice to see Icims come into 2025. That's nice. Paradox was founded almost 10 years ago. And, and Icims drops a chatbot press release. A
weak one at that.
Look, we do love Icims, the people who are still there that we know pretty well. They were just an iconic company in our industry, and the wheels have fallen off. CEO changes, layoffs, leadership exits, etc. So it's a mess. Now the only give I'm gonna get them on this is that they have a new CEO He's a little over a year in the job, and they have a new chief product officer, a guy named Eric Connors, who has been there about the same amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give them credit, like at least in a year, they sat down and said, what don't we have that we need that everyone else is 5 to 7+ years ahead of us? And in that year, it looks like they've at least sort of caught up a little bit on that. Now, my question is, what does the next 12 months look like? Because in their winter 26 release, they better drop some cool ass shit. Other else, I'm going to take back the nice things that I'm saying about them. But yeah, welcome to 2025, Icims. I hope your 2026 looks a lot cooler than what this was. JT?
You guys followed this much tighter than me. They did a lot of acquisition, didn't they? I mean, am I right?
They had a good amount of acquisition.
They did a lot of acquisition. And I remember at one point talking to somebody there and asking, like, can you walk me through the choices? How is this all coming together? Are these all integrated together? And I didn't get a clear answer. But I see what they were trying to do. I guess, is that a cautionary tale, to other organizations that go that route? And then all of a sudden, is it integrating all the different techs, trying to get everybody rowing in the same direction, dealing with all the different personalities? Like, I don't know. We'll never know for sure. But it just sort of that runs through my head when I think about where they are right now. Were you so busy trying to fix everything you bought that everybody passed you by? I don't know. I think you were better equipped to share that or not, but it's certainly interesting because they were it. They were it. Everyone was talking about
Text Recruit they bought when? 18, 17, 16? Yeah, forever ago. And they're still releasing SMS stuff. It's kind of weird.
The thing that drives me crazy, Al, who used to be the CTO, guy's brilliant. They were doing some amazing stuff internally. The biggest problem that they were having with all those pieces, JT, was onboarding new clients.
Interesting.
And taking, far too long to be able to plug new clients into different quote unquote modules, which were other companies at one time, into their system. So again, and then you talk about today and how different that is from yesteryear, which is more of a legacy platform like Icims. The new tech makes it much easier, and we're going to talk about this here very soon, makes it much easier to be nimble and flex. That's the problem. This is a timing issue. This is the reason why Gem and Smart Recruiters and all these companies are pivoting their tech to something that's more flexible and nimble, because they don't want to become a legacy Taleo, which is exactly what Icims is becoming.
Yeah. Icims had some big swings as well that were misses. I remember they had Passport, they were like a consumer product that you could take your resume everywhere, and that didn't quite go anywhere. But like every new tech,
60% of the time it works every time.
All right, let's take a quick break and we'll talk to some big player, or talk about some big players in AI.
Sorry, Icims.
So you posted a new job ad. Now you can sit back and wait for the applications to roll in, right? That's why we built JobPixel. Imagine showing candidates why your company is great with real people, real stories, and real culture. With JobPixel, it's not just another job ad. It's an invitation to something much bigger.
Video gives you a 3 times better response rate. So instead of chasing after candidates, they'll be coming to you.
And with a 34% boost in conversions, candidates aren't just looking, they're applying.
And if you're worried about people clicking away, don't be. Our videos reduce bounce rates by 25%. That means they're watching, they're engaged, and they're interested.
282% more engagement. Yeah, you're gonna need a bigger inbox.
Finding the right candidate is tough, but with JobPixel, it doesn't have to be. Show your company's authentic story, and the candidates will follow.
Let's make recruiting fun again, because honestly, it could use some help.
Do you want to see how JobPixel can save you time and money while achieving your KPIs? Schedule a demo today.
Who's ready for some Amazon conversation? Enough of this.
What?
Enough of this recruitment.
Is that a company?
No, this recruit tech stuff. Amazon is boosting its AI investment, focusing on agentic AI that decides and learns, led by a new Amazon Web Services group. This aims to enhance consumer apps and enterprise automation, competing with Microsoft and Salesforce, potentially revolutionizing tech interaction and productivity. Let the arms race begin. Chad, your thoughts on the news out of Amazon?
So short but sweet, we're talking about agentic. And as I said earlier this year, is one of my predictions, this is the year of agents. Right now, what Amazon is doing is they're starting to put their NLP along with agents, right? Their natural language processing. And now you can tell an agent to go do something for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, using an Alexa device in your home, that is literally the bridge, the consumer bridge, where you get a ton of individuals that are using it. And you can get a really good base data set, big base data set, and then start to do really cool shit in other areas. So I think this is incredibly smart.
Amazon is getting a bigger boat, everybody.
Like they need one. Fucking super yacht.
So the CEO says this is their next $1 billion opportunity.
Yeah.
I say this is the rebirth of McHire. Remember, Chad, we talked about McHire.
It might work now.
You could talk to Alexa.
It might work now.
Yeah, get me a job at McDonald's. Before this was very transactional. Like, what's the weather? Here's the weather. This is more like this is like a person helping you out. This is an agent, like Chad said. So it's a lot more feasible to say like, hey, I'm interested in jobs around my neighborhood. Oh, well, McDonald's is hiring. Oh, well, really? What kind of jobs? Well, here, like you can have a conversation. So this sort of, to me, gives some hope to the whole audio job search application thing. Like McHire's not dead, everybody. It's back from the like Grimacy on St. Patrick's Day. McDonald's is back.
The Shamrock Shake is back.
The Shamrock Shake is back, and McHire is back, everybody. Alexa Plus. This is cool. I think most of you have probably seen the Gemini commercial on Google where they're like, yeah, I just talked to it. And they're like, yeah, but normal. And you have conversations. This is kind of what Alexa and Amazon are doing. They were a pioneer in this. A lot of people have their Alexa still. They upgrade this shit. I think a whole new generation of people are going to get into Alexa and start using this thing. So good for Amazon. We're all kind of winners in this with all the spending and AI. So I'm here for it. I'm excited.
The coolest part though, we talked about multimodal probably 2 or 3 years ago, and now we're starting to see it actually happen. Text, audio, video. I mean, just all of it is starting to come together. So that's, again, it's fucking cool.
And it's cool. I have nothing to add because I agree with everything you're saying, except the word agentic just bothers me for some reason. I just don't like the word. I don't know. I hear it and I'm like,
what do you prefer?
I don't know. Just not that.
It's up to you. It's up to you to come up with something more sexy.
I will. I'll think of something. In fact, audience, somebody send the guys an alternative to the term agentic.
Joel will do a LinkedIn poll.
Probably be the highest performing one.
He loves his polls.
Those polls rank. Hey, they poll those polls. Yeah.
By the way, talk about some advancements in technology, guys.
Yeah.
Some of these chicken cock bottles actually have the shot glass built into it. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Take it to a game, take it to a wedding, take it to the family reunion.
That's beautiful.
Chicken cock can get you through anything.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus, he's on the fucking payroll.
Sorry,
okay, what's next?
I got cock on the brain, everybody. I'm sorry.
No, get that cock out of your hands.
I love checking.
I got issues. All right, let's talk about Manus.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Thank God there's an M on that.
Is it Manus? Is it Manus or Manus? I don't know.
Oh, I've got a burning sensation in my Manus. Manus. And here you get ready for it, JT. An agentic AI.
Oh, Jesus. See what I mean?
A company called Butterfly Effect launched with huge hype this week, gaining 138,000 plus Discord users and high praise from the critics. Built on models like Claude, it promises autonomous task solving. Does the hype match the reality? Some say yes and some say no. Let's check out a video on what this thing can do.
Manus conducts some research. In needs to filter New York properties based on multiple criteria. For complex tasks, Manus first breaks them down and creates a to-do list. Manus begins by searching and carefully reading articles about the safest neighborhoods. Then Manus researches middle schools in New York. Next, Manus writes a Python program to calculate my budget. Based on my budget, Manus filters listings on real estate websites. Finally, combining all the information gathered, Manus writes a detailed report and compiles all the resources.
Okay. Really quick, did you see that in the little explanation that they type in? It says, my wife and I have a combined income of $50,000, but it's suggesting apartments at 1.8 to 2.2 million.
It didn't say that. I didn't see that. Was that the budget or was that the
I don't know.
salary?
There was no explanation of what they could afford. It was just
I want to know if that guy talks that fast in real life. Like what kind of cocaine are they giving their developers that this guy is talking that
Maybe that's
fast?
why they're doing so well.
They're churning this shit out, man. They are on good stuff. Chad, what are your thoughts on Manus?
So it's basically stitching together Anthropic's Claude and Alibaba's Quinn to perform these tasks. So the future of these bigger systems, these agentic systems, is using what's already available to create a Franken AI, and it's pretty fucking cool. Now, on the recruitment side, this week, Sonic Jobs, who actually started creating agents back in 2019, it's one of the reasons why I actually started advising them a couple of years ago. Everyone's talking AI, and Sonic Jobs was actually creating agents back then. Sonic Jobs built the tech, and now, like Manus, they're taking 6 years of knowledge of leveraging other platforms, and in this case, it's with OpenAI. So this is actually what we should all be looking for. There are these great organizations like Manus. Their first demo was pretty much just going through resumes, just to source and screen resumes, right? It wasn't really that impressive. Totally get it. Not easy, but it wasn't that impressive. There are many better platforms in our space. But then being able to take a look at a company like Sonic Jobs, and there will be other companies that'll start to do this, who are actually doing candidate verification, screening across multiple job sites. This is literally the answer to your lazy apply or your easy apply. This is more of like an easy apply with a brain, right? So it knows what you're qualified for. It will apply for what you're qualified for. And it can be used both ways, from a company standpoint to be able to ensure verification happens, screening happens, and also from a job seeker standpoint, I can just say, go find me jobs that I'm qualified for and apply to those jobs. This is like the antithesis of the easy apply and lazy apply. So it's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah.
That escalated quickly.
Chad, I'm an advisor with Kerplunk, and they have a similar sort of like, just go do it. You create a script. What are you looking for? And it just goes and does it. And so, to me, this is like the future of probably everything that we do, but job search in particular, finding candidates, like just basically like tell it what to do, go get some coffee, put a little chicken cock in that with the shot glass, and you're well on your way to finding that next candidate. I really want to know what happens to Google in all of this. Like, part of me says Google can come back and Gemini and like they're going to be fine. Don't worry about Google. But there was a Vox Media survey this week. This is one for the kids, and I know you're talking to the kids on a regular basis, JT. But they found that 42% of their respondents perceive Google search as a less useful tool.
It is.
Then what else is out there? 55 prefer a community-based resource like Reddit. Among younger demographics, 61% of Gen Z and 53% of millennials favor AI tools, citing concerns, which I think are valid, of search quality, increased advertising, and shifting trust. We just trust the AI bots more, at least for now. The perception is there. Some people, the old people like me, don't trust it all the time, but the young people really do. This is all bad for Google. Like, if your business is all about Google traffic and referrals, and like, you need to start thinking about some diversification in that. But I'm just curious about what Google's going to happen. We see organic and paid click-through rates are hitting new lows. Like, these aren't good signs for Google. JT?
Yeah, I mean, I never count Google out because they own YouTube. When I think about everything going towards video and just the stats are there, there's some play they'll figure out. What's fascinating to me about the tech that you're showing is that it's still missing one component that I think is going to come very quickly. And I think whoever gets this component will win the game. And that is, I would love to be able to go in there and say, hey, here's what I'm looking for. Okay. But at some point, that machine needs to come back and say to you, here's why you can't have it. Here's what you need to, seriously, as a job seeker, here's why that doesn't exist for you. Yeah. Here are your options. Mm-hmm. What are you willing to pivot on? Here's what it would take to get where you want to be. It has to actually coach. It has to be a co-pilot. And so I love that we're very quickly throwing together all of this, and we're going to continue to see it because you can do it. Great. But until you can actually have a conversation and push back and get them to think differently based on the data, that's going to blow their minds. That's where you're really going to see the impact, because I believe that's why they enjoy it. They already like conversing with AI because it's more humanistic. Awesome. Then be more humanistic and coach me. Tell me what I need to know. Don't just present the data. There's once that happens, that's when it gets really interesting to me, I think.
Yeah, it's not a black hole either. And one of the things that I thought was interesting was that.
Are you talking about Manus again? Black
Manus, hole? That Manus. They would go out and they would read the system would read articles, right? There's so much shit that's out there. So you've got to be careful on your data sets. And when you're releasing large language models into the wild like that, much like you said, JT, you're going to give me recommendations that could be totally founded on bullshit. Just because somebody can write a blog talking up certain areas or certain apartments or what have you doesn't mean that that's true, right? So you need to have a trusted, as Joel said, trusted and verified source. You have to have better data sets. And I think we'll get there. There's no question. These guys are literally just trying to knock the cover off the ball and hopefully get acquired, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, data is what matters the most.
They just need to wipe that data. Solving the black hole issue at Manus. Let's take a quick break, maybe a shot or two of chicken cock, and talk a little catfishing.
Hospitality is the heart of our society. It brings people together to share great food, drinks, and experiences. But successfully managing a restaurant or hotel is no easy feat. That's where Harri comes in. Harri is the frontline employee experience platform that helps you build, manage, and engage great teams. With Harri, managers can easily find and hire top talent, manage timekeeping, and communicate with employees at any time from any place. Candidates and team members can quickly and efficiently apply for jobs, swap shifts, and access important information entirely from their mobile devices. And Harri's robust employee engagement tools make team members feel more connected than ever. With Harri, as an owner or operator, you get a bird's eye view of your business, from turnover cost, labor cost, employee sentiment, compliance risk, and team performance. Run your business better by understanding the power of your people. Because when your team is the heart of your business, Harri is the heartbeat. See how it transforms your business.
This show just writes itself. It does.
It's too easy.
People think we're smart. No, it just writes itself. Do you guys remember the Catfish show on MTV? Mm-hmm. Is that still around?
Oh, yeah. The movie. It was great.
Oh, it's a movie too? Jeez.
It was a whole story of it. Yeah.
Well, anyway, a new survey highlights career catfishing among Gen Z. All the kids are doing it, who accept jobs but don't show up, driven by confrontation fears and workplace discontent. No surprise, this worries employers about Gen Z's loyalty, though experts urge avoiding stereotypes and adapting to new trends. JT, I thought this was ghosting. I guess it's a new label. It's catfishing now. I got to be hip to this. What's going on?
Well, so first of all, millennials started the trend where they would quit by texting. And I just remember hiring managers coming to me and going, look at this. They just quit the job. They're 25 years old. They're not right. So that makes now you wish you got a text that I wasn't coming to the job because now the next generation just doesn't show up, right? Yeah. And it's that lack of, they don't want to have confrontation, right? And so I also just think that there's really they're not thinking about, this is going to affect my reputation, that this is going to come along with me. I'm so early in my career. There's so many more steps ahead of me, no big deal. And so seeing a lot of that, also seeing a lot of hey, it's my anxiety, it's this or that, and I decided that I can't go and do it. We've seen a big surge in that with this generation as well. And so it's an avoidance thing. I don't think it's going to go away. I don't think you're going to solve for it. I think what solves for it over time is they get older. Jobs get more important to them in a way, and they just realize, hey, that's probably not a good call.
They'll be more responsible as they age?
And down the line.
Okay. All right.
I just think they'll evolve, but I don't think this is going to change at all.
Always the optimists. Chad?
Aren't you lucky?
I say leave it to the 24-hour news cycle to rename something that already exists. It's ghosting. It's been around forever. Employees created it. Dad, I learned it from you. You know, it's candidate they learned it from employers. I remember in 2016 when Adam Gonson, who's now the CEO of Paradox, he was the product dude at Cielo, and they were building systems for their clients because this was an issue. 2016, they were building systems that actually first they were testing, and this is really fucking cool. They were testing having actually a phone bank to call people to make sure that they were good to show up their first day. They were also doing a parallel program where they were texting people. Right. And this was an automated text versus actually having somebody picking up the phone. The automated text worked better. Right. Mm-hmm. So it's like we need to put systems in place, first and foremost, that ensure that we keep these people nice and warm because they're to make sure that they show up on day one. This is not a new problem. We just have to have the right tech in place. We have to have also the right people, the right humans making the connections. And again, I learned it from you, Dad.
I think we need a Stephen McGrath I'm Not Coming app.
Yeah, I have feelings. That hurts.
It could be a pre-recorded message, I appreciate your time. I've decided to go elsewhere. He could be a little agent in your a little agentic Stephen. I think that'd be great. I didn't understand how this is. One in four millennials have admitted to doing this. Mm-hmm. A third of Gen Z has done this, compared to 11% of Xers and 7% of baby boomers. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a story about the person you thought was coming to the interview was not the person that you thought it was. Because I thought that's what catfishing was. Like you say that you're something that you're not.
Yes, that's true.
And when you finally meet the person, when you drive to West Virginia from Chicago, you find out that it's not the same person.
You get a picture of JT and Joel shows up.
Oh.
Lies. Oh, lies.
That was a better example, Joel.
That's rough. If you're expecting JT and you get me, everybody's upset. Nobody's good about that.
Your name is Mante Taiteo.
I mean, send a text, send an email, call them at 3 a.m. and say, like, leave a voicemail. Thanks for your time. I'm like, you don't have to do this, kids. You don't have to do this. And I don't have to do.
There's no loyalty. They don't care.
No loyalty. But they don't have to do this. There are options. That's why we need a Steve McGrath quitting app. But they don't have to do this. And Chad, I don't have to do a dad joke.
But you are.
But God damn it, I am. I am going to do a dad joke. Why did the sperm cross the road? Why did the sperm cross the road?
I have no clue.
Because I put on the wrong socks this morning. JT's confused. We out.
Thank you for listening to, what's it called? A podcast. The Chad. The Cheese. Brilliant. They talk about recruiting. They talk about technology. But most of all, they talk about nothing. Just a lot of shout-outs of people you don't even know. And yet you're listening. It's incredible. And not one word about cheese. Not one. Cheddar. Blue. Nacho. Pepper jack. Swiss. So many cheeses and not one word. So weird. Anywho, be sure to subscribe today on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. That way you won't miss an episode. And while you're at it, visit www.chadcheese.com. Just don't expect to find any recipes for grilled cheese. It's so weird. We out!